Boom. Okay. Hey, so let the viewers
Okay.
know. You ready?
Mhm. Mhm.
So let the viewers
Yeah,
know
go ahead.
who you are and tell them a
Mhm.
little bit about yourself.
Okay, my name is Walter Washington. I'm from Vicksburg, Mississippi. I reside in Houston, Texas now. I'm 36 years old. I came to Houston when I was 28 years old. And a little bit about why I am in Houston, Texas right now. When I was, let me see, 28 years old, I didn't have a GED. I didn't have a high school diploma or anything like that. So I decided before I left Mississippi that I wanted a fresh start, and I decided to get my GED and get a skill, and I chose HVAC. And so I got my GED, I got my EPA license for HVAC, and I jumped in my truck, man, and headed to Texas. So that's where I'm at now. I'm liking it. I've been
Were
with
you
a
just
company right now.
were you
Hmm.
just like fed up? That's why you
Yeah,
jumped in the truck. You were just like you were
yeah,
done with the surroundings, the negativity. Like why'd you just
yeah.
like? I
Mhm.
mean, that's a big jump to just up and just
Right.
go. You know why'd you want to leave?
Well, I got into some trouble with the law when I was like 17 years old, and so from 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24,
Wow,
25,
wow.
26. Um, I had a you could say a rap sheet. I had
Right,
something
right.
on my background. Um, and keep in mind, I said I didn't get my GED till I was 28 years old. So now we're looking at I have something on my record. Um, I don't have a GED, and pretty much, I mean, I gave you that's almost 10 years, in a dark place.
Right.
I pretty much conform and didn't have too many opportunities, or at least I didn't think I did at the time. So, so like I say, man, I was just fed up and needed to change. And I, and that's what I did. I woke up one day and wanted to see the light and got out that dark place.
Now, were you like before you did that change? Were you a positive or like kind of a negative person during that time?
Man, during that whole time, I always been a positive person.
Okay.
Like I said, I was young at the time, but it is hard to be positive, when you're 17 years old. And be honest with you, 17-year-old, you still pretty much a child, you
Right.
know. And I caught my case at 17 years old when I in like in June of that year when I was 17, summertime, whatever. And my birthday was in October. And me not knowing the system, they kind of drug along until I turned 18 to decide to take me to court, for that case. But anyway, I mean, so now I'm an adult. Like I say, I got a felony, man, at 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. It's hard to keep your head up. But I always, like I say, I always been a positive person, man. Everybody pretty much know me. Even when I was getting in trouble, probably hanging with the wrong crowd and trying to stand up for my friends, fighting for them. I was never one to start fights, but I was always one to try to help, my friends out or
All
whatnot.
right. Yeah. That's our buddies.
Yeah,
We got
yeah,
you go down, I go down,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
so was
Yeah.
so you was like, you know what, I got to get a change. I got to get out of my hometown. And why'd you
Mm-hmm.
leave? Like what
Yeah.
sparked you to go? What started that journey?
Man, like I say, fed up, man. Like I say, at that time, I knew that I should be far off than where I was now. I was working at a grocery store before I left Mississippi.
Wow.
Uh, because I like listening to motivation speaking books. And audio or whatever. And I was listening to Les Brown one day, man. He was like, I don't know if you do, are you familiar with Les Brown?
Oh, yes. Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So he made a statement, man, pretty much. I'm paraphrasing, but he was like, it ain't that we not aiming at all, but we aiming so low and we hitting. And so what that mean, when you got a felony, man, you almost conform to the point to where, okay, there's no need for me to fill that application in right there. There's no need for me to, you know what I mean?
They're not going to accept me anyway.
They're not going to accept me anyway.
Right.
Yeah, I'll be wasting
right.
time. You know what I mean? So I'll fill application in that I know that they're hiring me. Like at a grocery store, I was stocking shelves and stuff like that. And I think I did that maybe 3 or 4 years, you know, and you know, it's a ceiling to how much you can make or what you can do. But what really turned, like I say, I prayed one night and God led me to a library though. And when I went in that library, it was in Gulfport, Mississippi. I went to the library and I really would just ask God to, you know, lead me, you know, to something, you know, to a book. I didn't know what it was. But somehow, man, he led me to a book called See You at the Top by Zig Ziglar. And coincidence, Zig Ziglar from Yazoo, Mississippi, that's my hometown. I think he passed away a few years ago in Dallas. But man, I read that book and it totally just changed my life, man. Because that book based around stinking thinking. And I was thinking, like I say, I was aiming too low and hitting. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's a form of stinking thinking. I'm not thinking of what I could be. So I just started you know, thinking positive. And it's another guy, his name Rip Daniels. He's into real estate. He's an entrepreneur. He's on a radio station, Jay-Z 94.5. So I called in one day because he on from like 9/11, man. He's got a lot of wisdom. And one day I called in, I was just like, man, these people won't give me no opportunities out here. I can't do anything. So he said, just like this, man, his voice though, he was like, young man, I'm gonna tell you what you need to do. You need to get you a skill. You know what I'm saying, man? That changed my life, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about that at 28 years old, that's the first time I ever just really just took something and ran with it. So when he said get a skill, I thought about what I could do. And I had a little plumbing background as far as me and my stepdad. He used to always take me out and do plumbing with him. And I was doing that like 11 years old. And that kind of transitioned into HVAC because you need to know, plumbing skills, soldering and copper and stuff. I didn't have any type of electricity background, anything like that. But I mean, somehow some told me to try air conditioning work though, and that's gonna be my skill. That's gonna be my trade. So lo and behold, that was around the time I think right after Katrina, a little bit, Katrina. So they had it was after Katrina, so they had a course called Project Rebuild, and so with Project Rebuild, I think they had like construction work, carpentry work. But I chose the HVAC class. They were pretty much free. And man, like I said, I got in that course and the rest is pretty much history. But that's why I started. That changed my life. And if I think about it like that, when he said, you need to get a skill, he pretty much telling me though, not only that do you need to get a skill, that's gonna, when you do get a skill, that's gonna help you out as far as you don't nobody have to give you an opportunity.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can go create your own opportunity.
Right. 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 Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah.
Right. That and man, and I wouldn't really think about it like that then, but years later that I thought about it, and that's what he was telling me, man, and yeah.
So you took this trade. You're working for was a program, and then that program had to end at some point, right? And
Right,
then
that program. Mhm.
go
Yeah,
ahead.
it was like a get your foot in the door program.
Right.
Max, like I said, I finished that program. It's like a 3 week type deal.
Oh
You know,
wow, so it was quick.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So
yeah. Just get you exposed to
but
it.
now you got your feet wet. You got some
Mhm.
more information. You're receiving stuff, and you feel more confident in that trade.
Right.
What's next for you? What'd you do
Yeah,
next?
yeah. Well, like I said, I did the project rebuild, and it was like a classroom setting.
Okay.
Nothing hands on, anything like that. But like I say, it was maybe 20 people in that class, and you know how percentages work. I may be and another guy out of those 20 did something with this. Nobody,
Right. A lot
you know what
a
I
lot
mean?
of people didn't even do any, wasn't even paying attention.
Right
Didn't
when
even
they
see the
pass up. Right,
right.
right. So it's one of the things. Like I say, just to get this really just got my feet wet because I think took me like 3 years before I got a job. So in HVAC, you know what I mean.
Right.
So but through that time there, I, I didn't have my GED even when I was taking that class. So I signed up for my GED. I think it took me probably another eight months to get my GED.
Now
That's how.
did someone
Mhm.
tell you had to get your DED, or you just was like, I need to get it?
I know I need to get it, man. Like I said, I was pretty smart in school, but you know, I couldn't graduate when all my high school classmates um, was graduating. I was in the penitentiary. You know what I
Right,
mean? So,
right. So you wanted to go
uh,
back and go get that.
right. So, so when I got my GED, um, I got my GED. It was like in May. It's funny. I had to go back on YouTube. I might post it, man. But when I got my GED, I wish I could show it now. But when I got my GED, they had a graduation night at Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College. Dude, I said right there. So I got my GED. I said they wanted you know how you do a ceremony,
Yeah.
everybody in the gown and whatever. That night, I said I'm not stopping here. I want way more than this. So I enrolled in Houston Community College. Uh, so I enrolled in Houston Community College. I didn't know nothing about Houston.
Right. You're
Really
in
don't have no.
Mississippi, right? You're still in
I'm
Mississippi,
Mississippi.
right?
I'm still in Mississippi. I don't have any contacts or anything like that. I had quit the grocery store job, so I was getting $182 for unemployment. So
That's it.
I said, "Hey, that was a blessing. That was
That's
a blessing at the time, man."
right.
You know, so instead of me walking, and I ain't had but like $100 in my pocket, man. I had a 1993 Suburban. I put everything that I own, and I don't really want to go way into detail, but I was homeless by choice in Mississippi for like 3 months studying for my GED, and I would study in the back of that truck. I would read books, you know, just working on myself, personal
Wow.
development, even before I left Mississippi. But before I left, I paid like $80 to get my EPA license. But that's for HVAC. That's a license that you need for refrigeration. So I paid $80 because I was studying for a test to do that. I just got my GED because I need those things before I go. I
Right,
can't come to
right,
test
right,
with no
right.
GED or no because my whole mind state that I was going to take advantage of this HVAC trade. That's what I
Right.
want to do. I had my mind made up. So I got my EPA license and I had my GED. Like I say, instead of me graduating in the ceremony for that GED, man, I feel that Suburban, but all my belongings in there, and I took off, man. Like I said, I still got a video on YouTube then. It started off, man, heading to the Lone Star State, man. If you're a man, you want to change, that's what you do. And I just kind of showed it, you know, on my little cell phone, me traveling, and I showed my Suburban with everything in the back. I had my little clothes rack. I slept back there on the third row. But man, I got to Texas though, and
What
my
you were
Suburban
you
really
scared?
don't.
Were you
What?
scared?
Nah, man, I had so much faith, man. I just took a leap of faith. I knew it was going to work out. But as far as scared go, no. I mean, it really wasn't really wasn't no need of me being scared. But when you say scared, I don't really know what you mean.
Like, were you worried? Like, man,
Mm-hmm.
how am I going to make this this thing, happen? How am I going to change this? How am I going to make this thing, like, you're going out there with no one. You're going out there like you don't even have, you got $180. How much money you had in your pocket?
Man, I ain't have really nothing in my pocket. So I put,
you got to put gas. Your truck is a gas sucker, right? It's sucking up some fuel there.
Yeah.
So you got a gas guzzler. You got a limited amount of income coming in, right? And you still don't have the a lot of experience just to jump into the field, but you're still going out there like, you know what? This is where it's at. This is where it's going to happen for you.
Man, like I said, I just took a leap of faith. So, like I said, I started working on my mind before I left, like as reading books, just changing. I did a whole 180, man, just for this changed my whole lifestyle. But I enrolled with it was a Planet for Fitness, and I paid like $10 a month for that. So I'm at Planet for Fitness in Mississippi, working on myself, running, man. I would run like 5-10 miles, man. I'm talking about, I would spend like 3 or 4 hours in the gym, listen to audio books. But how Planet for Fitness work, they give you a card and you can use any of their gyms, throughout the United States or whatnot. So I kind of mapped all this out. Like, okay, I didn't really know nothing about Houston. Houston is huge, man, when I got here. But they had like 3 Planet for Fitness, and like I told you, I already enrolled at ACC, and I was taking like 4 classes. So I knew that I was gonna at least do that. So I was gonna go to school. I know where I can take showers at, at the gym, and I was gonna, the school open from like 8, and they closed at 9 o'clock or whatever, and then I had my truck. It was a big truck, so that's why I stayed. So really, I'm at the gym. At the school from probably 8 a.m. all the way to 9 p.m. at night, going to classes and going to the library. So, and then at 9 o'clock, I would go to the gym, for like 2 or 3 hours, take my showers or whatever. And then I would go to the Walmart parking lot, and I would sleep there because they have 18-wheelers and or whatnot. And then they didn't really tow your vehicle or anything like that. So that was cool, man. Then they had a bunch of surveillance cameras too. So when you say scared, I'm gonna tell you a funny story. When I first got to Houston though, first of all, it was a culture shock because Mississippi only had whites and blacks, man, pretty much, majority of the population. So when I got to the first Planet for Fitness, that was kind of close to Houston Community College. I forgot the neighborhood, but I looked up, man, with just so many Mexicans and stuff around, man, and it was a rough neighborhood.
Right.
And I'm like, man, hell nah. You know what I mean? There's no way I can sleep right here because it was so many people just walking, back and forth all time of night, and I'm like, no, there's no way I can go here. So, and that was like in the heart of Houston. I ain't know no better. Matter of fact, right before that, I went to 2 places before I was like, okay, I can chill here. I went to over there by TSU first, around their campus, and I don't know if it's like 3rd Ward or 5th Ward. That's straight in the hood. So that's another. I'm like, I ain't no way, I can chill here. And that's when I went to that other Planet for Fitness, and I'm like, man, I didn't see any blacks. I didn't see any white. I was like, man, I need to see some white folk around here. It was too many Mexicans at the time. But I was like, so anyway, that took me to Stafford, Texas, close to the ACC over there. And yeah, man. But no, it was rough. But okay, and then, like I say, and when I got to Houston, I would do that, man, and I would put so many applications in. I got a couple interviews
For the HVAC.
For the HVAC.
Only.
Only that's all I would do, man. When I say when I was laser focused on going to school and landing a job in HVAC. I would not spend time putting an application in at like a McDonald's or another grocery store because I know they would have hired me, and then I would have been
even though you knew they would have hired you, and you could have had some extra income coming in too, right?
That's right.
But
that's right.
You stayed focused.
Yeah, I stayed focused, man. Like I say, I think I came. It was May when I came here. I didn't land a job. I came May 2011 to Houston. I got my first job with the company I'm still with right now, June 12th, 2012. So that's what, 13 months?
Right.
That's 13 months before he got a job in HVAC though. And that's almost on a daily basis. I was saying I had interviews. I had one job, I don't really want to call the name out of the company, man, but I interviewed, I did well on, because I was studying, not only what I was studying at ACC,
right.
I would also just read up on HVAC books. So every HVAC company going to give you a test, you know, see where you at. And I will always let them know that I don't have any experience, you know, but I would do well on the test, you know, and they tell me I do well. But when it come time to do the, you know, your drug test, I wasn't on no drugs or alcohol. So I would pass those. And then when they run the background check, you know, unfortunately, so I went like 3 companies in that situation right there.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm talking about, but like I say, I stayed focused. So keep in mind, I'm in my truck through the hot part of the summer. And I think 2011 and 2012 around January, man, that's one of the coldest. That was one of the coldest years, man, in Texas in a while. That year right there, man. So I had long nights, but it like I say, long story short though.
So it was rough in that truck. I mean, it had to be cold at times. It had,
yeah. Keep in mind when you say gas, keep in mind, I just can't. I'm limited on funds. I had to eat too, so keep in mind, I can't just run my heater all night. So I was cautious of stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
I turn my heater on sometime for like 30 minutes, and I got to cut it off. You know what I mean? Yeah, but like I say, man, I stayed strong though, and like I say, that company finally called, and like I say, it's been almost a year of me being in that truck, and but they called, and I was almost at my wit's end, man. I remember that
it was wearing
the day before yeah, I almost went back. I'll be honest with you, I almost went back. I was this close from giving up and going back, but
the day before.
The day before, man, but I was big on Eric Thomas. He helped me get my GED because I would listen to his videos. You know, the hip hop preacher, Eric Thomas. Yeah. Matter of fact, I seen you with one of his jacket on in one of your videos.
Oh yeah. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of.
Okay, yeah. Yes. So man, I met him. I shook his hand. And I kind of told him, I went to one of his seminars one time. I told him, man, I just thank you for everything you do. But he had a quote that really stuck with me, man. And the day before that, I was at a Starbucks. I think I was doing some studying, whatever. But I would pace back and forth reciting this quote. He was like, pain, because I was going through it, man, a dark place. But around this time, man, even though I just said a dark place, I came from a dark place, you know.
Right.
Through that struggle.
Right.
But at this time, man, with me being in that truck, man, I just felt so free. I felt so good about life. Even though I didn't, you know, wouldn't make much money or didn't have a job or anything, man, I felt good, though. You know what I mean? Because I felt I had control of my life. But I would, like I say, but I was like, man, you know, when I'm gonna ever be get on my feet, but it's this quote that he had, man, and I was like, it go like this: pain is temporary. It can last for a moment, it can last for a month,